Next up, we have our candidates for Bourbon County Clerk. Begin by making a 1-minute opening statement for each candidate. And our first up is Nick Graham.
After the last form, I brought a cheat sheet. My name is Nick Graham. I'm a third-generation Bourbon Countyan. I live in Uniontown with my wife and our 3 girls. For the last 20 years, I've helped local small businesses and education providers make their lives and their customers' lives easier through technology. I should say, unlike most IT guys, I don't like being hidden away in a corner office or a server room. I love going out, helping people where they're at, not asking them to come to me. I believe my skill set and experience give me a unique opportunity to transform how our county government both serves and communicates with you, the taxpayer, and I appreciate your vote on August 4th.
Thank you. Bobby Reed.
Good evening. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Bob Reed. I've been a Bourbon County resident for 27 years. For the past 25 years, I've served this community and the citizens of Bourbon County. I was an officer for the Fort Scott Police Department, and I'm currently the major at the Sheriff's Department. My duties there include I manage the jail, hire, maintenance, inmate rights. I also do the budget. I'm not afraid of hard work or work at all. My dedication to the citizens of Bourbon County speaks for itself in many aspects. But one is that I have stayed with the county in my current position without a raise for 7 years. I would say that's pretty dedicated to Bourbon County. When elected, I will continue the same dedication to the citizens of Bourbon County.
Thank you. Kendell Mason.
Thank you all for coming tonight. I am Kendell Mason. I'm the current Bourbon County Clerk. I have over 15 years of experience working in the county clerk's office, 7.5 of those years as the county clerk. It takes years of experience to learn this job. I have a very strong work ethic, and I am capable of doing this job. I am a very conservative spender when it comes to budgeting and spending the taxpayers' money. I have a great staff in my office, and we all work hard together to get our jobs done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nick Graham.
Nick Graham, first question. What qualifies you for this position?
I beat on the same drum a lot, but I believe that my experience in the technology field gives me a unique advantage. County Clerk's Office has 14 core responsibilities, and all but 2 of them are handled via a software program called CIC. The office is entirely dependent on technology, and I think my background will help immensely. I also think the key to better communicating with our community is through technology, broadcasting the commission meetings in a way you can actually hear them, keeping the community up to date on news or upcoming topics of discussion they might be interested in through Facebook and the county website, making every public document easily accessible online. In my opinion, these fall on the shoulders of the clerk and can easily be implemented by someone with the right experience.
Thank you.
Kendell Mason.
Kendell Mason. What qualifies you for this position? And I might ask you to move the microphone down just a little bit so we can hear you.
I think what qualifies me is my past 15 years of working in the county clerk's office and the 7.5 of those years that I spent as the county clerk.
Thank you. Bob? What qualifies you for this position?
Well, there's no minimum state requirements for this position. Therefore, I believe that being in the community, knowing people, Also, being the department head for the past 7 years and knowing how the community or the commission works, how budgets works, how the purse strings are issued, also qualifies me for this position to serve the citizens of Bourbon County. Mr. Graham has a lot of great ideas, and those will be implemented whether he or I get in. Nick's done a lot of good work, and so have I, and I believe between the two of us, both of our ideas can bring this county forward.
Thank you. Kendell. What do you consider the most important function of the office?
Well, I think we have a lot of functions in our office, but there's two huge ones. And one of them we're dealing with right now, and that's preparing for this election. We've spent months getting ready for this. And I will say the other one is setting the tax levy on all the taxable property in Bourbon County. That the county clerk does that. All of your property tax statements are levied in the county clerk's office.
Bobby Reed.
Bobby Reed. What do you consider as the most important function of the office?
Citizens of Bourbon County have got to come first. There are many functions within that office. However, you got to put the citizens first. You got to prioritize and put citizens first as far as being able to get them the information that they need. I'm sure at certain points of the year or certain times of election cycles, you have to prioritize for like the elections or tax appraisals or assisting the community with things that they need to come out of that office. So you got to be able to prioritize and multitask at the same time.
Thank you. Nick. What do you consider the most important function of the office?
The clerk's office has, as I said, 14 core responsibilities, and some of them are really critical. Running the elections every year, acting as the guardian of the budget with the treasurer. But I really think that something that really needs to be focused on and that they all live and die on is accessibility. I feel like the clerk's office should really act as the public face of the county where people go to find out anything they might want to know about the county government and making that information as easy as possible for them to access. One example of extra accessibility is something really cool that Linn County is doing. They're doing early voting, as all counties are, but they're taking it on the road. For instance, if you live in Pleasanton and want to vote early, on a certain day they'll be at Pleasanton City Hall and you can do just that. If you live in Lassing and want to vote early, they'll be there on a certain day and you can go vote early there. There's a lot of little low-hanging fruit like that that can make a big difference in serving our community and our taxpayers.
Thank you. Now you'll each have an opportunity to make a 2-minute closing statement. Kendell, you get to start.
I would like to thank everyone that has supported me in this position. I work very hard for the taxpayers of this county, and I hope to continue to have that opportunity. I would like to encourage everyone to get out and vote, no matter how you vote. And I will say, as far as early voting, we're starting tomorrow in office. We're ready. We have protective measures in place to help protect you and the poll workers. The state provided us grant money, and we're using that to purchase. We've got plexiglass barriers, we've got masks, we've got gloves, we've got hand sanitizers, we've got disinfectants, we've got individual combo styluses and pens. And I'm sure that there's other things that we're going to have to purchase along the way as we start voting and realize that we might need something else. But we're doing everything we can to try to keep all of you safe. So either come to my office, or actually go to the commission office starting tomorrow, or go out to the polls, or even request a ballot to be mailed to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nick.
Nick.
First of all, I want to thank Lindsay and Mark and Katie and the Chamber for hosting us. I also want to thank all the local candidates who have thrown their name in the hat, and there's a lot of them this year, especially Kendell and Bobby. I believe strongly that if a community has been good to you, you have an obligation to give back through service, and everybody here deserves credit for taking the initiative to do just that. Rural counties like ours are facing a new economic reality, and that is we're going to have to learn how to adapt and innovate and do more with less. I've worked for small businesses with very limited budgets, and I've worked for public education providers with even more limited budgets, and I know how to maximize the use of minimal resources and make our county government more responsive to you and more efficient in the use of your tax dollars and time. I've got several specific ways I can do just that and get them done relatively shortly, easily within my first year of office. If you go to my website, nickforclerk.com. I'm also on Facebook, which you can follow through nickforclerk.com. Thanks for your time, and I appreciate your vote on August 4th.
Thank you. Bobby?
Thank you all for taking the time to attend tonight's forum and educating yourself about the candidates. The county cannot afford another $374,000 mishap like what happened in 2016 and 2017. Our employees cannot afford emails or bulletins that were missed that affected their pay, like the Federal Standard Labor Act that passed this past September, that resulted in 3 personnel getting raises if I would not have taught them. My promise to you, I will carry a cell phone. I will be readily accessible to the commissioners if they need special meetings before or after hours. I will also attend training, which I'm not afraid to do. I do it now with my current job. I will attend any and all trainings resulting or required. And I will use the existing software to its fullest capabilities and learn other county software so that I won't have to rely on other department heads. Knowing the capabilities of the software may assist in saving money. The clerk's office is being able to send to the employees and elected officials through emails. I want every citizen in Bourbon County to know who their county clerk is instead of asking who the clerk is. Before you vote, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to speak to you. I'll appreciate your vote anytime between tomorrow and August 4th. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all of you for your willingness to be here and for your service to our community.